What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here to answer a question from one of you, Nicholas Gill. You said that Cam Newton in 2020 was one of the bottom 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. So I got to thinking, and I responded, and I said, there is no way, and I mean no way, Cam Newton was a bottom 5 quarterback in 2020. Sure, if you look at the stat sheet by itself without seeing the context to the situation, then yes, he was a bottom 5 quarterback. Giving me quarterbacks who you believe would be better than Cam in New England, like Mitchell Trubisky? Give me a break, bro. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the list of quarterbacks that I believe are worse than Cam Newton. Let's put that a little bit better. These are the quarterbacks that I believe Cam Newton is better than right now and going into the 2020 NFL season. Before I give you the list of quarterbacks that I believe Cam is better than right now, make sure you do spike that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the BLV for more NFL content and rants just like this. These are the quarterbacks. Keep in mind, Cam Newton in 2020, 7-8 record, 3,249 total yards, 21 total touchdowns, 10 interceptions, an 82 passer rating, 65.8 completion percentage, 3 game winning drives, facing the 12th ranked schedule in the NFL last year. His defense ranked 26th by DVOA. He had the 32nd, dead last, rush defense in the NFL, dead last defense in time of possession allowed. And oh yeah, he had the worst tight end and the worst wide receiver group in the league. He was in just about the worst situation you could be in. You bring in the context of him having COVID mid-year, him coming in August, and all of those things are also calculated in my assessment of who Cam Newton is actually better than skill-wise, talent-wise, and quarterback-wise, which includes leadership, includes intelligence of the position, includes passing, running, and all of it. Here we go. The quarterbacks that Cam is better than. Let's start off with Nicholas Gill's Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles. I'll throw them both together because both of them are equally flawed in their own ways. Okay? Nick Foles, he's a pocket statue quarterback that sure has his flukes and his moments and times where he stands in the pocket and he makes ridiculous throws in Eli Manning in his prime fashion. But other than that, the guy pretty much can't move, can't escape pressure, is inaccurate a whole bunch, and can't really elevate anybody around him. Cam Newton simply can elevate more players through multiple ways. If it's not through his play, it's through his leadership. So Nick Foles, he's better than. Mitchell Trubisky. Cam is just way smarter than Mitchell Trubisky. Now, he's not even way more athletic. Actually, Trubisky is a very athletic quarterback, but Cam, obviously, the much better rusher. Remember, this guy had 12 rushing touchdowns this year, most by any quarterback in the league. And a lot of the reason the Patriots even had any success on offense was their rushing attack, which was top 3 in the league, and Cam Newton was a massive part of that, if not the most important part of that. So, Cam Newton is actually really, really elite at something. Mitchell Trubisky basically sucks at everything. Okay, he's not accurate. His arm is pretty good, but he doesn't use it well because his brain is off. So as much as I like the potential physically that Trubisky poses and has, he's never shown it to us in the NFL, and his brain simply can't keep up with NFL defenses right now. Cam is one of the smarter quarterbacks in the league and at least picked up this Patriots offense on the fly and executed at a decent level. Number 2, Alex Smith and the Washington quarterback situation. This was the worst situation in the league last year. There is no debate around it. Alex Smith, dreadful. You know what was the biggest argument for Alex Smith? I love the guy, okay? His story is incredible. I'm speaking about the football player. Dreadful. Taylor Heinicke was just an all-around better athlete, better playmaker. Alex Smith, it's dink and dunk city, and even when he's dinking and dunking, he's not protecting the football. Plus, he had Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas, actual weapons on his team, and an actual defense. So Alex Smith and the Washington quarterbacks, forget Dwayne Haskins. I don't even need to talk about that guy. Number 3, Andy Dalton. Playing for Dallas, he had the best, arguably, receiving core in the league, or at least the best, maybe trio until the Bucs added Antonio Brown. They had a pretty good system there. Of course, he's a veteran quarterback, but he couldn't escape pressure to save his life. And really, the difference between Cam and Dalton, although they're both experienced, I think there's 2 things. Cam Newton is a much better leader of men and has shown that throughout the course of his career, and players respond to him better. He's a better overall athlete and just can do more by himself. Andy Dalton is a system quarterback, a high-profile backup, but you would never ask him to make plays on his own. Cam did that this year. Dalton did not. The number 4 quarterback Cam is better than Tua. Tua sucked this year, guys. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of Tua fans out there. Tua showed some promise in very small moments. But Tua, I was not a fan of out of the draft. I'm still not a fan of. He does not have any physical skill that wows you. Whether it's his mobility, quickness inside the pocket, his ability to improvise, his ability to throw on the run in the pocket, his arm strength, even his accuracy, which was highly touted, not impressive. Way worse defense for Cam, and that was basically the story right there. The Dolphins had the better defense, Tua was able to manage the game, and he wasn't even the best quarterback on his own team. Number 5, Drew Lock. Cam is way better than Drew Lock. Drew Lock just makes way too many mistakes. I like Drew Lock's pure talent. I think he has a wicked arm. I think he's a good athlete, and even seems like a really cool guy. But Drew Lock just made some of the dumbest plays this year. Cam's better than that. Number 6, Sam Darnold. I like Darnold. I think there's still a question of whether he can be a quarterback in this league that's successful given a better team around him. But what he certainly has proven is that he can't elevate bad players. And if you really compare the Jets roster to the Patriots roster, guys, what's the difference? I mean, come on. Okay, the Patriots got better running backs and a better offensive line. What else is really better on New England? I mean, I would argue the Jets had better receivers. I'd argue they had better tight ends. So at least Darnold's working with that. The guy can't stay healthy, and he's just very, very inconsistent. It feels like Sam Darnold doesn't have the arm to create big plays, has mobility, but not enough to do and carry a team. I'd take the elite rushing ability of Cam, the leadership of Cam, over what Sam Darnold gives you right now. The number 7 quarterback that Cam Newton is better than, Gardner Minshew. Now, I think Gardner Minshew has shown better than Sam Darnold so far in his career. I think he's actually surprised a lot of people, and I like a lot of things about Gardner Minshew's game. Gardner Minshew could be a guy that he was in Jacksonville, showed some promise, but I feel like his ceiling is capped. This is the difference between Minshew and Cam. Cam has games where he's amazing. Now, Minshew doesn't really have a lot of terrible games, but he never really has a lot of top-tier games. So the difference to me in picking a quarterback here between the two of them is that some weeks Cam can give me superstar level of play, which we saw this year. Minshew, not so much. The number 8 quarterback Cam is better than, Jared Goff. Why is he better than Jared Goff? Because Jared Goff couldn't even beat out John Wolford. Sean McVay wanted to play John Wolford over this man. Jared Goff has a fragile ego. He makes terrible decisions in big moments. He lacks mobility, creativity, or overall, he's just handed success on a silver platter. Give me Cam over him. Number 9, he is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, this one might be slightly surprising because I think a lot of Patriots fans would rather have Jimmy Garoppolo. First things first, Jimmy Garoppolo has not been healthy. Jimmy is fragile physically right now, and I understand Cam's not exactly the most healthy guy or the healthiest guy out there. Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't offer me enough in terms of high level of play. I think he looks better than he is because he's in a Kyle Shanahan offense. He has fantastic weaponry there with a great rushing attack, a pretty solid offensive line, at least when healthy, the best tight end in the league when healthy, Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, who I love. Pretty good defense, especially a very good defense in 2019. Give me Cam. At least he can throw the ball down the field a little bit better. He can run. He can add a dimension there. And he can complete all those underneath passes. He might not be as quick with the release or as accurate, but he gives me more physically. So give me Cam. Number 10, Teddy Bridgewater. I believe he's better than Teddy Bridgewater. I said it when the Panthers signed Teddy Bridgewater, and I'll say it again. Sure, Teddy Bridgewater might be a guy that at the end of the day, you look at his box score and you say, oh, Teddy played pretty good. Well, Teddy really doesn't make any plays. He doesn't win you a game. He doesn't lose you a game. And me, personally, when I'm evaluating quarterbacks, I like guys that make plays, okay? Cam Newton makes plays, even if you think he's this and that. If Cam Newton was in Carolina and had Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey, or even Mike Davis and Robbie Anderson, forget it. That guy would have had 30 touchdowns on that team, and I guarantee you that they would have had a better record this year. Guaranteed. At number 11, he was better than Carson Wentz this year by a mile. Now, I could understand why you'd say Carson Wentz is better going forward because he'll be in Indianapolis and supported by a good core, but to me, I would rather have Cam Newton as my quarterback than Carson Wentz right now because I do not like what Carson Wentz brings from an off-the-field perspective. I think the guy is not the best leader, proven by multiple reports. His teammates don't talk very highly of him. It just feels like character-wise, I'd way rather have Cam Newton because I think winning starts with culture and starts with leadership. And in that point, I'll take Cam. I think Cam's more mobile. He can escape sacks better. I believe that Cam is a better runner. I believe Cam was more accurate this year, believe it or not. And I believe Cam is smarter by a mile. So based on the play in 2020, Cam was better. Now in 2021, if you're projecting, sure, maybe you say Wentz, but I'm still going to say Cam as of right now. And the final quarterback that Cam could be better than, I'm not really counting this one, but they were pretty even in my opinion last year, Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones is probably better than Cam moving forward because I like him, I like his skill set, and I think he offers way more as a passer than Cam Newton. But I will say this, Daniel Jones has had a couple of years where turnovers have been an issue, similarly to Carson Wentz, processing, holding on the ball too long, trying to be a hero. Those have all been issues, and he doesn't stand out as a personality. So those are the 12-ish quarterbacks that I see Cam Newton being better than right now. So if you were to rank 1 to 32, Cam Newton should be somewhere around 19 to 22 on your list. That's what I truly believe right now. That's where I think he lands. He's not quite the elite talent he used to be. He's dipped a little bit in his physical ability, but he's still a good quarterback with some elite skills. There it is, guys. The list of quarterbacks that Cam Newton is better than. The final point I want to say, and reason I truly believe Cam Newton is better than a lot of these quarterbacks, is because what I saw in 2020, although it wasn't pretty for a lot of you, there were games and were moments in there where Cam Newton played at an elite level. And for a lot of quarterbacks that reside somewhere along the 16 to 25 range in the NFL and below, these guys may not lose you games, but a lot of them cannot win you games. And what I saw from Cam, elite moments. And that's the difference. Why Cam is better than, truthfully, a lot of these guys, in my view. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you do spike that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Comment below your opinion. Which quarterbacks is Cam better than right now? Peace.